Hey buddy, this is my Eternals review. Spoilers all the way. If you haven't seen the film, then I'm not sure why you're here. Alright, so I made a non-spoiler review a couple days ago, so if you saw that one, you would notice I mentioned something about the way the timeline is, the fact that they went back and forth all these things with the Eternals' lives, and then the part where that was really interesting is the fact that it was easy to follow along through that, but the reason why it made sense for them to go back and forth with the timeline, the past and the present days, because when Chris killed off Ajax, it made sense for that too. It made sense for the timeline, you know what I mean? And then it was like this thing with something else breaking down by character, by I feel about each character. But first, I would like to say that I'm gonna say something that I would probably repeat a little bit. It's the fact that they try to repeat dialogue over again, try to explain certain things that felt simple, and then it just kept on make dialogue a little bit more simple over again, and it was just a little bit more useful. Felt useless in a way. The purpose of the Eternals is the fact that that would be involved to stop the deviants, right? Because of originally that the red dude, the Celestial, he told us the fact that he lost control of the deviants, and it's kind of weird the fact that he's a Celestial, he has a lot of power, you know what I mean? Like, how they lose control out. It doesn't explain why that is, and all these things, and just feels a little bit weird. And the fact that they Dane asked Susie if why didn't get involved with Thanos right into that, and Thanos pretty much helped put at the pause on the Celestial popping out of the volcano and into the earth, you know what I mean? So that has me thinking about what would other galaxies, other planets, you know what I mean? Because Thanos always have life throughout all the universe, and you know, I was thinking about other places like Xandar and then Sakar, and in the movie Captain Marvel, where she was, or Carol is from Hela, right? I think that's the place. So like, how come the Eternals would mainly focus on Earth, you know what I mean? Because and not focus on any other planets. That was a little bit weird. They didn't explain that much, and then that was really weird in that way. But yeah, it's just a lot of things to happen, and I feel like they had opportunities to express and explain so much things in different way. It could have been explained. I feel like this film could have explained certain things in certain ways, but I feel like it kind of did, and kind of like fell through, and all these things. But and that this film had so much to go depth, like introduce the characters, because care for the characters, and also have do the plot and all these things. And then I feel like that deviant that killed Ajax and took her power, and he gave the power to 5 other deviants. It's like he didn't feel like he was a villain or anything like that. Neither was same with Icarus. He didn't feel like he was like a bad guy or anything like that. I feel like he was doing that. I feel like Icarus was the way he is because he wanted to be he has his own agendas and own ways of doing things for the team in a way. And yeah, really weird to see how that was. And when he sacrificed himself, I honestly felt nothing. Because it didn't really, did a lot of telling and not showing, you know what I mean? It didn't really show us how to, things, certain things, it didn't show how, basically, how things worked out with Susie, and today with, what I mean by that is the fact that they had to, that she have to express us how much she cares for her and what she do, but it just felt like there was something missing, you know what I mean? Like the relationship between Icarus and Susie, I liked it. I feel like it it was okay. I liked it. I feel like they did a decent job with that. Just that, I don't know why, but I just felt there was something missing. So I'm gonna put it down by what I think about certain characters. Gilgamesh, he is we did a lot. I felt like we didn't get a lot of screen time of him, but he was really useful. He really cared about Athena and really cared about his team, and he was like one of the first characters to be killed off. So that was a bit of a surprise, and yeah, it was like kind of felt bad for him in a way. So because he wanted to really, I feel like he was like one of the characters that truly cared about the team and all these things. And then we have Jordan, like the dude who can control people's minds, and his character is really interesting because he has Latinos are not supposed to have, not supposed to be involved in this, in any human type of any non, I don't know, conflict unless a deviant's involved. So I wish he would have like a little bit of a few people and made his own sanctuary, like his own place to show the Eternals and that war isn't bad, war isn't necessary, and that they're able to live in peace and all these things. And maybe that could have brought something into H.I.'s mind or Susie's mindset of the fact that they have to, are able to be involved in certain things, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I feel like there was a bit missed opportunity of using that character in that way. Phastos, I really love his character. I feel like he's an engineer. He's an engineer of he makes like calls and a bunch of other stuff, and he felt like he's guilty because he made like weapons, and we see him like feel bad, so he moved on, and so he has a family of his own, and then he decides to step in, help the Eternals save the planet. And I feel like he's the one character that actually I actually enjoyed watching, and he was very intelligent, and I just really love that about his character, is that he's able to understand why certain things are bad and certain things why certain things that the Eternals do are bad, you know what I mean? Athena, like, I feel like was a really interesting character. I feel like there's so many opportunities to do all this and do so much of her, and she has this thing with her memory. She can't is that she's remembering but different versions of herself. And then there's that thing where the Red Celestial was starting to Cersei about the memories. I feel like if you swap Cersei and Athena, that would have been more interesting, because Athena had like memory problems, and we saw like Cersei's memories, so maybe that would have been a little bit better if she saw it instead. Or the fact that Cersei didn't really explain much to Athena about the memory thing, that was really interesting, and that was really weird. It's just feels a bit weird. Kinko, I actually really like that he feel like he saw the he's a Eternal, and he wanted to moved on from Eternal, and he's doing like Bollywood movies and all these things, and then he was at the start of the movie, and then he was told by like one of the producers that to be a hero and all these things, and then dude just Karan, I hope I'm not saying that name wrong, but he followed him with a camera, and then he followed the Kinko dude. He followed deviants, in the words of some other Eternals, and then he didn't really show up for the climax, the final fight with Icarus. Is that there's no explanation on why he wasn't there or anything like that, but I'd see why he didn't need to fight. Yeah, I can see why he didn't need to fight Icarus. I feel like it would have made no sense if he was there fighting him, but so I'm quite glad he was in the final fight, but I just wish they would have explained why he wasn't really there, you know what I mean? Yeah. His cameraman was at the comedic relief, and he was really cheering for the Eternals, so that was actually really nice. So there, Valkyrie, she's a character who's deaf, and she's able to communicate through sign language. I will just adult sign language, and I actually really love that. And there wasn't really much story to deep her, and just I don't know, just And the speed is really amazing. It's just she's really fast, faster than Quicksilver. Just that they didn't really do much with her, so that was a bit of a disappointment. Like this show, but she does seem like she could be like a charming character, and I just feel like they could have done more of her. You know, I mean, and she's a reader, and she reads books and all these things, and she like collects things and puts them on the ship, so that's you can definitely see that she's holding a lot of things. But so you see that there's a real character within her, which just didn't express much story within her. You know what I mean? So yeah, but overall, she's that's just really cool character right there. Right, I'll be honest with you, like she wasn't my favorite. I feel like she was kind of like not annoying to the point where like you want to like turn away, but just a little bit annoying. Just she was like, I don't know, she just felt like a bit off, and she wanted to be like a real person and be immortal, and just not like Susie like pretty much helped her become that in the end. So that's really nice, and so if there's a sequel, is she that'll be involved too, and how and like, why would she? You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like it's a one-off movie for her. You know what I mean? Ajax I actually found really interesting. She was the main leader of the Eternals. You know, besides the Celestial dude, who was the real one in charge. But Ajax, she wanted to like protect her Eternals and was guiding. She was like guide to what the Eternals were supposed to do or what not supposed to do and all these things. And I just find her really interesting, the fact that there was conflict with her and Idris, right? Right? Yeah. And just then, I don't know, it just feels a little interesting that she didn't heal the other Eternals. I feel like her power was definitely useful because the deviants are really brutal, and just didn't really let she wasn't the fact that the surprise that she was killed off a little bit early in the film was interesting. I like that we find out later how it happened and why it happened. So yeah, that's something interesting with the timeline that I explained earlier. The character we got introduced to this character named Dane. He's like he lives in like London, and he's like family history of his dad and everything, and we learn a little bit about him, but not much. He's in a relationship with Cersei, but at the same time Cersei was married to Idris, so I'm not sure. So that was like a weird love triangle there, and not sure also like if she dated him, was she dating him while she was technically married or not. That wasn't really explained, and that's just like Curry. There wasn't really much story for him, you know, like with Dane, but they had like we see that this actual character within him. There was like something special about him, and we see the Dane with the sword in the end. So the fact that he had to get involved because Cersei went missing, you know. So Idris and Cersei, I feel like those two really turned out really well. They held the movie as much as they can. I feel like we're learning about Cersei's powers and all these things of she throws the deviant with metal, with water and metal, and like the way she transformed into the way her powers were. That was really interesting, but just that she didn't really feel like she was trying her best to lead the Eternals, but it didn't really felt like it was growing fruit so much. But it was really interesting that she was she did the best she can, and also Idris was he wasn't angry at Cersei or anything like that. It was, I feel like he treated her like an obstacle, like she was standing in the way of his goals and objectives, and just I don't know, it just feels like he was like I didn't feel like he was a villain or anything like that. Just felt like he felt like he was right, and he wanted like to do what the Celestial wanted them to do, is to let the emergence happen, you know. So yeah, overall, I feel like this film like had its great moments, and I can see why a lot of people like this movie and don't, and why they feel certain ways about it. It just feels like they had so much to do in this, so much in this film, and just they want to like put it inside the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and with the way that they saw with, the aftermath of the Thanos stuff, the snap, it just made them feel like they had like certain reasons to get back on the mission, and then it wasn't so clear on. I feel like I have to watch the film again to really understand why Sissy was taken by what the Celestial dude that took the Eternals away. Just it was like really weird. But yeah, I just feel like how it happened, but I just have to really just do you feel like this film had a potential and didn't live up to it? Like, let me know, because I feel like there's a lot of things. This film's a little bit mixed, and it just feels like a lot of things. I feel like the audience wanted something more of this film, and they just some also feel that they're okay with the film, and I just want to know where you land in this in the film. Do you mean in the middle? Do you feel like this film was enjoyable for you? Do you feel like it wasn't? Do you feel like you were let down? Let me know in the comments, because that'll be really interesting. Yeah, I feel like this film was really interesting in that way, and it just feels like if they make a sequel, like it can be done. Just I don't think I heard there was like rumors that there was gonna be like a possibility of a TV show, and I could see it happen either way, because they do need a lot of time to develop these characters. Just at the same time, do we really need a show? If it's how important are these characters to the point where it needs to be a show? You know what I mean? Like, if it could be done in the film, it could be done with with a film. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's interesting the fact that there was originally 12 Eternals planned for this film, and they turned it to 10, and I feel like that's a really great move, because there was like so much already, so it just feels like not overcrowded, but it just feels like unbalanced in a way. Just more Eternals got more attention than others, so in that way, so it just feels a little bit weird with all things odd, and yeah, and that's all I have to say. So hopefully you enjoyed my review. I feel like there was a lot to unpack with this film, and I'll see all of you guys real soon. I will be reviewing the show Hawkeye in a few days when it comes out, so be on the lookout for that. I will most likely the videos will usually be out around Fridays and so. Alright, so have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.